been on a 280-kilometer journey of discovery, not to figure out that we do live in the most beautiful country, but to find this, a touch of blue sky, a ray of sunlight. Why? Because we desperately want to film BMW's pot of gold, the brand new BMW 6 Series Gran Coupé. Driving so long, it's given us a real good time to bond with the car and get to know it very well. And I think the bit that is going to be the biggest talking point, besides obviously the exterior styling, is going to be the interior. Now we know the Germans have been going hammer and tongs at each other, and whatever the one does, the other one seems to match. But from an interior perspective, I've always felt that Audi was leading the way. But looking at what BMW has done on the 6 Gran Coupé, I think they're in class-leading territory with this one. We are in the BMW individual, and they have gone to town. Think of the super old trendy two-tone shoes you would wear in the 60s. Well, they've brought it back, and it really works. Brown, not my favorite color, let's be honest. Unless it's a chocolate or a brownie, it's not something I'm going to be happily slipping into. But I tell you what, you get inside this interior, the beautiful white leather seats, the brown detailing, the Alcantara suede roof, they really have built a super luxurious cabin. It sounds a little bit over the top, but somehow when you get into it, it really works. So they have done a fantastic job on this. BMWs, as you know, always driver orientated. When you slip behind the wheel, you really do feel part of the car. I find it even more so slipping behind the wheel of this one. They've got the raised center console. Even from a passenger perspective, tiny little details. As a driver, your hand's on the wheel the whole time. But for the passenger, they've gone with softer leather. The soft touch materials are more prominent on the passenger side of the vehicle. So you are going to be in the lap of luxury at all times. But the question is there going to be space in the back of this four-door coupe? Like there is a four-door coupe. But anyway, they're trying to sell us on this. There actually is. For me, sitting in my comfortable driving position, there's ample room and headroom in the back. When you slip behind, there's space for the knees, your feet slip nicely under the seats, so no complaints there. So they're selling it on a 4+1 seating configuration. I'm not so sure if the +1 bit is going to work, but it certainly is a very comfortable 4-seater. Loads of space, loads of luxury. BMW, this is your pot of gold on this one, is your interior. I really get the feeling that with the German top 3, it's very much a keeping up with the Joneses scenario. Whatever the one does, the other one matches or follows suit. The concern though is that BMW's taken a long time to respond to this segment that obviously was identified ages ago by Mercedes-Benz when they brought out the CLS. That car is now already in its second generation, and here comes BMW with their first offering. I don't know what they're trying to do. They're trying to convince us obviously that coupes are 4 doors. They're not, they're 2 doors. But whatever the reason may be, they obviously have found a market for people that are looking for the sexy lines of a coupe with all the space and luxury of a traditional sedan. Audi followed suit with their A7, a car that we really enjoyed. It was a departure from their normal styling, both externally and internally. So if it is about looks, then I think BMW have hit the nail on the head with this one as well. Obviously running on a 5 Series platform, but almost as long as a 7 Series. There's a lot of metal to grab your attention, and they've done a fantastic job. Low, sleek lines, the front end very aggressive. Love the rear end styling. So I think they certainly are on a good wicket at the moment in terms of making big BMWs look super sporty, sleek and attractive. So if it comes down to looks, which apparently is what this segment of buyer and consumer is looking for, you're not going to have any complaints in this department. So maybe the reason BMW's waited so long to bring this car to market is that they wanted to make sure they really ticked all those style boxes. And they certainly have. I mean, two-tone interior, beautiful looks, and matte brown paint. I mean, who thought that would work? But it looks fantastic. It really is a head turner. We saw it at the airport in Frankfurt. Great to be able to get to drive it now as well. So it really is a statement car. It's an image car. And I think if you go with a full individual interior styling kit that we've got, this is a real head turner.